everyone. Welcome to TSN English class. This is your chapter number 5, Mother's Day, from the book Snapshot. And today we'll start the chapter with the second paragraph of page number 34. Mrs. Pearson smiling apologetically. That's easier said than done. Besides, I'm so fond of them, even if they are so thoughtless and selfish, they don't mean to be here. She's having some kind of apologetic smile on her face. Here, the writer of the chapter is talking about the Mrs. Pearson, how she laughs or how she smiles. That easier said than done. Then she's giving reply to Mrs. Fitzgerald, who is a fortune teller, that it is easier for you to say that become the own boss of your house, but it is difficult to by work. Besides, I am so fond of them, even if they are so thoughtless and selfish. And she's trying to explain her own wish कि वो इतना ही चाहती है कि वो सब उसके बारे में सोचें और स्वार्थी ना बने. बट दिट डजंट मीन दैट, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि वो ऐसा कुछ कहना चाहती है. मिसेस फिट्जरलैंड कटिंग इन मे बी नॉट, बट इट वुड बी बेटर फॉर देम इफ़ दे लर्न टू ट्रीट यू प्रॉपरली. तो उसी वक्त मिसेस फिट्जरलैंड रेल जो है वो उन्हें कट करती है एंड शी creates her own opinion that you are right, Mrs. Pierce, but everybody in your family learns in a proper manner that how to treat with you in a nice way or how they can treat you in a better way, and they all have to be very grateful of your efforts. Mrs. Pearson, yes, I suppose it would in a way. Mrs. Pearson is saying that you are true, and उसे भी लगता है कि ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. Mrs. Fitzgerald, no doubt about it at all. Who's the better for being spoiled? Grown man, lad or girl? Nobody. You think it doesn't seem good when you run after them all the time, take their house, stay at home every night while they go out enjoying themselves. Never in all your life. It's the ruin of them as well as you. Husbands, sons, daughters should be taking notice of wives and mothers, not giving them orders and treating them like dirt. And don't tell me you don't know what I mean, for I more know than you have told me. Here, Mrs. Fitzgerald is again describing the situation of Mrs. Pearson, that नो डाउट अबाउट इट ऑल कि वो सब ऐसा सोचते हैं, नहीं, इस बारे में कोई शंका नहीं है. हु इज़ द बेटर फॉर बीइंग स्पॉइल्ड. किसी को अगर हम बिगाड़ते हैं, इफ़ वी आर स्पॉइलिंग समवन, that is not good for the person who is the spoiler and who is spoiled by that spoiler. So this is not good to spoil somebody, if चाहे वो बड़ा आदमी हो, चाहे वो गर्ल हो या बॉय हो. So it is bad for all. Nobody, you think it does seem good when you run after them all the time. क्या कोई आपके बारे में सोचता है कि आप उन लोगों के पीछे why you are running all the time on those behind those family members. Take their orders as if you were the servant in the house, and you are taking orders of your family members like you are the servant of your house. Then why you treated yourself like a servant? Stay at home every night while they go out enjoying themselves. You are only the one who are staying home all the day and even in the night, and all your family members are going for their nightlife and enjoy their nights and going out and having parties or having fun in their lives, but you are the one who is staying in the house like a servant while they go out enjoying themselves. Never in all your life, but in your life there is no such kind of enjoyment or life is there. It's the ruin of them as well as you. And if you are doing that, Mrs. Pearson, so here Mrs. Fitzgerald, she is suggested to Mrs. Pearson that if you are doing these kinds of things with your family, then surely you will ruin, you are destroying the life of your family member as well as yours. Whether it's your husband, son, daughter, should be taking notice of your wife as a mother, not giving them orders. So here Mrs. Fitzgerald is saying that, Mrs. Pearson, everybody in the family having its own value, whether you are a wife, whether you are a mother. So it's better for your family members to treat you like a human being or like you're part of your family. They won't treat you like a dirt. And don't tell me you don't know what I mean. And here in the end of the lines of this paragraph, Mrs. Fitzgerald is mentioning that Mrs. Pearson, you know, whatever I am telling about you is all right, because she is a fortune teller and she knows better than Mrs. Pearson. Mrs. Pearson, डब्ल्यूएसली आई कीप ड्रॉपिंग अ हिंट. तो मिसेस पियर्सन कहती हैं, मैं आपको थोड़ा सा कुछ हिंट देती हूँ. फिजरल्ड हिंट, इट्स मोर देन हर्ट्स योर फैमिली नीड्स. मिसेस पियर्सन, हियर मिसेस फिजरल्ड इज सेइंग दैट, क्या जो आपके फैमिली मेम्बर आपके बिहेवियर से जो आपके साथ आपको हिंट्स दे रहे हैं, क्या वो सब कुछ प्रॉपर नहीं है. मिसेस पियर्सन को कहती हैं, मिसेस पियर्सन, I suppose it is, but I do hate any unpleasant, and it's so hard to know where to start. I keep making up my mind to have it out with them, but somehow I don't know how to begin. She glances at her watch or at a clock. Oh, good gracious, look at the time. Nothing ready, and they'll be home any minute and probably all in one hurry to go out again. So here, Mrs. Pearson, she described the situation of her house, that Mrs. Fitzgerald is having some kind of hint in her mind that how Mrs. Pearson's family member behaves with her. And here Mrs. Pearson is saying that I suppose it is, जैसा मैं सोचती हूँ वैसा ही हो, but I hate unpleasantness. उसे बदतमीजी या ill manneredness पसंद नहीं है. And it is so hard to know where to start, and it is very hard for her, that how she will start all these things and how she will cope up with that situation. I will keep making up my mind to have it out. Here Mrs. Pearson is saying that every time she would make up her mind that okay, she will confront her family members, but she is confused, or she is having some kind of fear in her mind that how to keep all the things out of her mind and how to share all these things with the family members with them. Somehow I don't know how to begin. And here Mrs. Pearson is describing that she don't know how to describe her situation to her family member. She glances at her watch or at a clock, and here in these lines Mrs. Pearson, she looks at some watch, or she looked at some clock over there in the living room. Oh good gracious. And then she is saying, oh God, look at the time, कितना लेट हो गया है. नथिंग रेडी, घर पे मैं कुछ भी रेडी नहीं किया है, बिकॉज उसके जो फैमिली मेम्बर्स हैं दे अराइव्ड एट एनी टाइम एंड दे विल बी होम एनी मिनट. एंड दैट्स व्हाई शी इज सेइंग जो फैमिली मेम्बर्स हैं वो कभी भी घर पे आते होंगे, एंड प्रोबेबली ऑल इन हरी टू गो आउट अगेन. एंड इट माइट हैव पॉसिबल दैट the family members are having some other plans for them, and after having whatever they want to get ready, so after having all those things they will leave the home again for their work. Here it is. So these lines shows that Mrs. Pearson is such a housewife and mother, and her neighbor Mrs. Fitzgerald is much more assertive, and she feels Mrs. Pearson should not allow herself to be bullied by her family. So she should not pamper the family members and assert herself a lot more, and she needs to get the attention of her family members so that they will value her, because by reading those paragraphs we can understand that Mrs. Pearson is not having a valuable place in her own family.